Welcome back to Oh Luck Health. I'm Hank, and as always, we're here to cut through the noise and give you the real deal on health research.
And I'm Eleanor. Today, we're tackling something that hits close to home for a lot of people: chronic low back pain. Hank, I'm betting half our listeners have dealt with this at some point.
Oh, absolutely. And here's the thing. If you've ever had chronic back pain, you know it's not just the physical discomfort. It's the uncertainty, right? Should I move? Should I rest? Is this exercise going to help or make it worse?
Exactly, and that's why I'm so excited about the study we're diving into today. It's a massive review that looked at 75 different studies, over 5,000 people, to finally answer the question, which exercises actually work for chronic low back pain?
Before we jump in, let's just clarify what we mean by chronic. We're talking about lower back pain that's been hanging around for more than 12 weeks. This isn't your "I slept wrong" back pain. This is the persistent stuff that can really impact your life.
And the impact is huge. We're talking about one of the leading causes of disability worldwide. The economic burden alone is staggering when you factor in medical visits, medications, time off work.
Which is why this research is so important. The study we're discussing came out in November 2023, and it's what's called a network meta-analysis. Eleanor, can you break that down for folks?
Sure. Think of it like this. Imagine you're trying to figure out which pizza place in town is the best, but you can't visit them all yourself. A network meta-analysis is like gathering reviews from everyone who's tried different combinations of pizza places and using all that information to create a comprehensive ranking.
I love that analogy. So instead of pizza places, these researchers looked at 20 different exercise interventions across 75 studies. They cast a really wide net, searching major medical databases for randomized controlled trials.
And when we say randomized controlled trials, we're talking about the gold standard of research. These are studies where people were randomly assigned to different exercise groups, which helps ensure we're seeing real effects, not just coincidence.
All right, so what did they find? Let's start with pain reduction, because that's usually what people care about most.
The results were really interesting, Hank. When they compared different exercises to conventional rehabilitation, the typical physical therapy approach, several exercises came out ahead. The top performers were Tai Chi, yoga, Pilates, and something called sling exercise.
Now, I have to admit, when I first saw Tai Chi at the top of the list, I was a bit surprised. It's not what you'd typically think of as back pain exercise, right?
That's such a good point, but when you think about it, Tai Chi combines gentle movement, body awareness, and mind-body connection. It's not about lifting heavy weights or doing intense cardio. It's about controlled, flowing movements that can help retrain how your body moves.
And the numbers back it up. Tai Chi showed the most significant pain reduction compared to conventional rehabilitation. But here's what I found really encouraging. When they compared these exercises to doing nothing at all, the list of helpful exercises got much longer.
Right. Suddenly we're seeing benefits from water-based activities, core exercises, even basic stretching. It really drives home that old saying, motion is lotion. The key is moving, not necessarily moving perfectly.
But, Eleanor, what about function? Because pain is one thing, but being able to pick up your groceries or play with your kids, that's what really matters day to day.
Absolutely. For physical function, the standouts were yoga and core stabilization exercises. These consistently showed up as winners for both pain and function improvement. There's something about that combination of strength, flexibility, and body awareness that seems to really work.
So what does this mean for someone listening right now who's dealing with chronic back pain?
Well, first, and I cannot stress this enough, it means you don't have to be afraid of movement. For too long, we've had this idea that back pain means you should rest, maybe stay in bed. This research completely flips that on its head.
And it gives us options. If someone comes to me and says, "I hate going to the gym," I can say, "Great, have you ever tried Tai Chi? How about yoga?" The beauty of this research is that it shows multiple paths to the same destination.
Exactly. It's about finding what resonates with you. Some people love the meditative aspect of Tai Chi. Others prefer the structured approach of Pilates, and some people just want to strengthen their core. The good news is they all work.
But let's be real for a moment. The researchers themselves noted some limitations in their conclusions. Eleanor, what should people keep in mind?
That's important, Hank. While the overall message is clear, exercise helps, the specifics still need more research. Some of the individual studies were small, and for certain types of exercises, there just weren't as many studies to draw from.
So it's not a prescription, it's guidance. Think of it as a roadmap rather than GPS directions.
Perfect analogy. And this is why working with a healthcare provider is so important. They can help you navigate which of these evidence-based options might work best for your specific situation.
I'm sure some listeners are thinking, but what if exercise makes my pain worse? Eleanor, how do we address that fear?
That's such a valid concern, and it's exactly why the approach matters. We're not talking about no pain, no gain here. We're talking about graduated, controlled movement that respects your body's current state.
And the research supports starting where you are. The studies looked at people with chronic pain who were able to successfully engage in these activities. It's not about pushing through severe pain, it's about gentle, progressive movement.
Right, and here's something interesting from the study. They found no correlation between age or gender and the benefits. These exercises can help whether you're 35 or 65, male or female.
That's huge. It means we're not talking about a one-size-fits-some solution. This is broadly applicable.
So let's bring this all together. If you're dealing with chronic back pain, what are the key takeaways?
First, movement is your friend, not your enemy. The research strongly supports that doing something is almost always better than doing nothing.
Second, you have options. Tai Chi, yoga, Pilates, core exercises, even water-based activities. They all show benefits. Find what you enjoy and what fits your lifestyle.
Third, this isn't about finding the perfect exercise. It's about finding the right exercise for you and doing it consistently.
And finally, you don't have to figure this out alone. Work with a healthcare provider who can help you start safely and progress appropriately.
Before we wrap up, I want to emphasize something important. This is educational content, not medical advice. Always consult with qualified healthcare providers before starting any new exercise program, especially if you have ongoing health conditions.
Absolutely. And for everyone listening, we'd love to hear from you. Are you dealing with chronic back pain? Have you tried any of these exercises? Drop us a comment and let us know what you'd like us to explore next.
Thanks for joining us on OLUK Health today. Remember, stay curious, stay active, and keep learning.
Until next time, take care of those backs, everyone.